Hey, it's Clay at claytrader.com. This will be a live trade video where I try to capture some of my trades as they play out live. Market opens up in about 3 minutes. Very quickly, when I say live, what I mean is that I'm recording myself, seeing the information, seeing the data for the very first time. So in other words, I don't know what's coming next, as opposed to having already recorded everything and now I'm coming back and explaining what's already happened. So this is not a trade recap. This is not a post commentary. I literally don't know what's coming next. So if you just want an unscripted, nitty-gritty look into what it's like to be a day trader, how day trading can play out, then this will be a video for you. So out of the opening gates, I'm planning on watching DOCU, and I say planning on just because, like I said, I don't know, maybe something else pops up, so that's always subject to change, but pretty confident that I'll be watching DOCU, and I will be bearish biased on it, meaning I'll be looking to short. So if you're a beginner, short means making money if prices go down, which is crazy to hear, but yes, believe it or not, in the markets, you can make money when prices are going down. That is known as shorting, and that's what I'll be looking to do here, maybe even right now at 155. Little pre-market trade. Let's keep an eye on it. Oh, that fast drop down below it. So, all right, never mind on that one. That disappeared quickly, but I'm definitely going to keep an eye on it, and we'll see what happens. So I'll go ahead and pause for now and be back at the open, which is in less than 2 minutes. Very curious about 154.60. In fact, let's just get that added in here, and we'll see how the price behaves relative to it. 154.60. Well, the price is technically already a little bit below it, but it's now in place, and we'll see how the price ultimately does behave with it. So I'll go ahead and pause for now and be back at the open. All right, the markets are open. There's that white line that we mapped into play here. So just curious to see what this wants to do in there in the opening minute of the day. 155 could be an interesting bounce area for an upside move, but I'm going to stay bearish biased on it for now. And there goes Tesla. As of now, just bouncing around here a little bit. Okay, well, I will go ahead and pause for now, and if a setup takes place, then I will get the video rolling. All right, ASAN watching at 69 to get short. But want to see it come down to 69. In there at 69.03. So let's see if we can see this, get this thing to pick up some more downside pressure here. Ooh, 68.60, big buyer in there. That's a little worrisome, but let's see if the downwards pressure can push it down through that area or not. Again, 68.60 right now, according to the level 2's potential problem area. So we'll see if the price can get back down to that area, and if it does, can it push down through? See that big buyer in there? All right, 68.60. That's going to be, I think, the true test. DocuSign just not, I mean, it's moving, but not really. So there it is, 68.60 again. Can it push down through? Knocking on that, nope, bounced right off of it. See if it wants to give it another go. There it is, knocking on the door. Once again held. All right, now I'm just trying to get out and take the loss, and I'm struggling to get out another thing. There we go. All right, so $26 loss. Gave that thing time to break down. Didn't like it, so I'm just getting out of it, and just didn't quite work out. But I can live with the $26 loss. I don't know if I noted, but I was actually technically starting the day up $11. I did just a small test little trade with DocuSign, and was up $11. So now I'm technically down 15. So basically at break even right now. But 68.60 is definitely a level that I in some ways I want to keep an eye on, because that's a very clearly an important level there. But let's see, what is that? 71.7. Okay, I will go ahead and pause. Watching 1076 here on Tesla. Let me get that alerted here to the chat room. 1076 flush point. 1 minute. So 1076. Got to think if that thing can fall. 1075 could be a challenge, but I think 1076 is kind of the leading indicator. In there at 1076. Big question is 1075. Now, can that be broken? Yes, it can. So there we go, getting some breakdown here. Still could be a losing trade. Now, it won't be as big of a losing trade, but it could still be a losing trade. But let's see if this thing wants to come back down here now. It's looking great if this thing can make a move to these lows now. $10.7250 being a problem area. Took off another 5 just because could be at a double bottom territory. So if it is, I want to try to mitigate against that. To be fair, maybe this is going to be a big breakdown here, but like I said, I want to. Can we get the break at 1070? If we can, I think this thing's going to want to make a pretty big jump to the downside. Let's get down to actually 25 shares. So still at 25 shares. So, I mean, if Tesla can move like I know it can, 25 shares could add up very, very quickly. So yeah, 1071, 1070, that general area is the problem area right now. But if 1070 can be broken, you got to think this thing picks up another round of downside pressure. Looking like it might actually want to bounce here. So still have 15 shares in the event that I'm wrong and it doesn't bounce. But it looks like it does want to. So, all right, I'm just going to call it good there. So 130 bucks, not bad at all, given that it was a smaller position size, but shows just how fast things can add up. But yeah, I was hoping to get that 1070 break. However, looking at the 5-minute, it makes perfect sense why there's a 5-minute, why it did find some support there. However, there could be another setup at 1070 here in the future. So I'm going to keep an eye on it if that wants to come into play. And just since I started off and then nothing really ever happened with it. You can see here, DocuSign, let me move. I mean, it's definitely moved. Don't get me wrong, but never really any tradable opportunities. It's just almost essentially been straight down. So I can't see myself really having, realistically ever, been able to make any trades on that. Let's see, NVAX 162, not a whole lot of volume, 162, 165, that'd be 3, 150. Yeah, I better just go with 75. Just calculating risk on everything for this one. But yeah, if 162 can fall, not a lot of volume though, so this one, oh wow, that's got about a 70-cent spread right now. I think I'm going to hold off on it. Well, there's our friend ASAN. Made a move up and came back down. And, yeah, what a rollover. Well, I definitely played that one right, though, because it did completely bounce. So instead of taking out, a bigger loss, I'm glad I just got out where it did because my timing was off on that one, clearly. And that's how the market goes. Sometimes you can be bearish and say, I think this stock wants to go down, and then you still lose money on it. But you were right. It did go down. Yeah, but your timing can be off. So welcome to the challenging world of trading. Yeah, 1070 I think is going to be pretty stubborn, but I'm not willing to take it on this candle. Maybe I'll look stupid for not doing it, but I could see a snapback bounce from there. Again, I could be wrong. Maybe I should be getting in right now, but hey, that's this is not, when you look to the right and you see just nothingness, yeah, this isn't like a textbook where you already know what happens. So in my mind, I could see this snapping back, but I can completely be wrong. And if that's the case, well, then I chose poorly and I should have gotten in. Let's go back to MRNA. Got some interesting stuff here at 305. In there at 305.22. Looking for a move downwards here. To ideally 304 and beyond. Try to get a small little profit lock. There we go at 304.50. Still could very realistically be a losing trade though. I mean, I only took off a small size just to scale out a little bit. So let's see if this thing wants to come back down, continue on with this downwards little momentum that it has currently. Thing with MRNA, it can move very quickly. Oh, geez, wow, there's DocuSign dropping into lows again. Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and pause the video. We're already at 15 minutes, and if it's looking like it's starting to go in my favor, or if I'm going to, need to be stopped out, then I will get the video rolling at that point. All right, whoops. Was knocking, there it is, knocking on the door, 305 again. Let's see if we can get some movement to the downside here. And we did. I was able to lock in another bit of profits, but again, this could still very realistically be a losing trade. But once again, another failed breakdown, and now it's bouncing right back up. So we'll see what it wants to do. All right, well, if it looks like I'm going to have to be stopped out, I will get the video rolling. It's getting somewhat close, but not quite there, so I will go ahead and pause. All right, it's moving down here somewhat. Maybe getting close to the 304 mark again. I don't mean to get the video rolling and then having nothing happen, but again, since these are live, I just don't quite know, so I'd hate to miss some sort of bigger move. Okay, I will pause. All right, looking like going to be taking the stop here. This goes over 307. Got to be out. So hanging on by the skin of my teeth, but not looking so good. I will note, though, if this sum comes down to 304, I will no longer be looking to take profit. I'll be looking to add. Assuming this comes down to 304. So let's see what wants to happen there. So 304 is the level that I'm watching, and I will go ahead and pause for now. All right, added at 304.14, looking for the break of 304. Now let's see if we can pick up some downside momentum here. There we go. Not sure if we're going to be able to get the break at 302, so that's why I'm scaling up a little bit here. Still have 35 shares left. Like I said, 302, a little sketchy. 301, definitely very, very sketchy about that one. So what I'm going to do, if this goes back up over 305, I am out. Which, does that mean, what did I get in? I don't even remember. Okay, yeah. So basically, right around break even, maybe a small loss on these final 25 shares because of slippage, because I got in at slightly above 305, and now 305 is my stop. So in other words, I'm in a great spot right now. My only stress in the world is, hey, how much money am I going to make? Not if I make money, because I'm going to make money, but how much money am I going to make? That is a great spot to be in. In fact, yeah, if this thing can break down through 302, I'll adjust my stop at that point. But right now, watching 305 as my stop. Remember how close I was to getting stopped out for a loss? Whew, skin of my teeth. That's why I learn how to read a chart. Learn where to put your stops. And obviously glad that I added on this trade. All right, at 305, if 305 breaks, I got to get out. All right, out there, so did take a loss on those remaining shares. But still, good trade. Now up 235 on the day, so let's see what else I can find. Okay, oh, I missed it. Well, never mind. Try to get in there short at 142, but left me in its dust. Wasn't quite quick enough. And bummer, there it goes. Maybe a play at 140, but that seems a bit sketchy. NVAX. Yeah, this one is just, volume's not quite there. Okay, never mind. I will pause. All right, I'm going to hop in here at 158.50 short on NVAX. Looking for a move down to 157.50 minimum, and ideally this thing gets a breakdown through the lows. And as you're seeing here, a little bit of a lower volume stock, so it's not as fast. But when it moves, it does have the ability to move relatively quickly. Which is what I'm obviously wanting, thinking will happen. But I will go ahead and pause. All right, knocking on the door of 158. Would love to see a break, obviously, of 158. And if that can happen, I think we got a great chance of going down and testing 157. But 158, as expected, being pretty stubborn. Knocking on that door, though. If you're new, I'm watching that number right there. I want to see 158 disappear, and the lower that number goes, the better. Just doesn't want to quite give me the break right now. Oh, and it bounces a little bit here. All right, I will pause. All right, knocking on the door again. Can it get the break? There is 158. Like I said, if it falls, I'm thinking it should move to 157 and then ideally break lows of 157. but it could also, one of those double bottom type situations. But right now, 158 is being extra stubborn. There's the break. Now can we get some downwards momentum? I'm going to cancel that out. I was patient, so I'm going to try to reward myself for being patient and make my first profit lock area down at 157.50. Might have gotten greedy there. Let me bring over the 5 minute, because the 5 minute was sitting right at that trend line, and I was thinking, come on, break that trend line, break that trend line. And now it's bouncing from the trend line, which, should not be catching me off guard. I should have been a little bit more aggressive and not having my first profit area being wanting the trend line to break. So this could very well be a well-deserved, self-inflicted, greed-driven losing trade now. Now, had I locked in some profits, it still could potentially be a losing trade. But now I'm looking at a full losing trade because I didn't take any positions off. My position size is the exact same. I didn't lock it in any profit at all. And it's literally bouncing right off that trend line. I got greedy, wanted to see that trend line break, and now it's completely just bounced right in my face. So a lesson on greed. All right, I will pause, and yeah, right now not looking so good. Maybe it decides to come back down. And I am out and basically back to break even on the day. Greed got me. Again, off screen, you didn't see it, but I was watching that thinking, oh, come on. Yeah, you're going to, and think about it. By that point, I was already up. I was up basically $1 a share. So over $1 a share already. And I hadn't taken any profits off at all. And I was still up over $1 a share because I wanted that trend line to break. And I thought, okay, that can get going. So again, I'm not saying I avoided a losing trade and that could have been a winning trade. No, it still would have been a losing trade. But it was a much bigger losing trade than what it needed to be. And like I said, it's essentially now, not essentially, it has basically put me down at break even on the day. I mean, I'm up $18 with commissions. I don't know, let's call it, $10, $12 on the day. But yeah, that is a pitfall of greed right there. You just witnessed it. It got me. And yeah, it's not pleasant. Watch. Now look at this thing coming back down. All right. I will pause. All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and wrap things up. And yeah, I think the learning lesson here was quite clear. If you have a strategy, I mean, again, I suppose if had that trend line been shattered, I'd be sitting here looking like a genius. But you know what? That still wasn't good because I needed to at least lock in some profit. Not everything, and that would have still been a losing trade. But that was greed. That was me wanting so much more before I'd even locked in any profit at all. Now, once you lock in profit, then as you saw, of course, want more. That's great. You've already locked in some profit and all that, but I hadn't even done that, and yet I wanted more. So, I don't even see. I'm all flustered. I can't even speak. Oh, well, is what I wanted to say. It is what it is, and I'm mentally frustrated, and that's not a good spot to be in as a trader. So I'm just going to go ahead and, I suppose, thank the market for not taking all my gains because of my greed and walking away with my, $10, $12. And I guess what Domino still has with the what is it, like $7.99, 3-topping pizza. At least I can afford one of those. But it is what it is. So if you enjoy these live trade videos, if you enjoy the transparency here of showing just flat up screw ups, I mean, it'd be easy to not want to not show this. But I hit the record button, and you longer time viewers, you know that There's some videos on here where I look really smart. I make a bunch of money in a small amount of time. And that's one of the great things about the market. But there's also videos like this where I screw up and the market teaches me a lesson, because I already knew the lesson. It reminds me of the lesson, and you just got to move on from it. But if you enjoy the live trade videos, then hit that like button, leave a basic comment down below, even if it's just saying hi, a ticker symbol that you traded today, a smiley face emoji. But hitting the like button and leaving a comment communicates to me that you enjoy these live trade videos, that you appreciate that transparency of showing days like this. And as long as I know that you're enjoying, then I will continue to put these videos out there. So yeah, just remember, greed can be very, very sneaky and very, very savage. First off, thanks so much for watching the entire video. Real quick, before you go, I want to invite you to a live webinar, web class, training, workshop, online event, whatever you want to call it, but it will be me live revealing to you what I've discovered that has allowed me to transform myself from being an employee to being my own boss, including how I had only one losing day out of 73 days in total. I'm going to cover 3 keys that have helped me unlock profitable consistency within the markets. The first key is super weird, but in a productive type of way. The second key is super awesome because it quite literally is wired into our DNA as humans, making it very easy to use. But in a cruel way, this becomes a pitfall for many traders. I'll explain it all though, including how to avoid the pitfall that it creates for some. And yeah, the third key, when you hear it, sounds way too good to be true, but it's not, and I'll show you how it all works. Then at the end, I open it up for a question and answer session that is, again, totally live. Even if you can't make the live session, please still sign up, as it will be recorded, and you can go back and watch the replay that I will send you. Click the image on the screen or click the link down in the description box so you can get the date and time and claim your spot, which I should note is limited due to the fact that this truly is a live event. If you have any questions, let me know. If not, I'll be seeing you soon.